And a very warm welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix, an event that has decided a Drivers' Championship 11 times over the years and has hosted some very memorable races as well. Who can forget Kimi Raikkonen's win from 17th on the grid in 2005, or Kamui Kobayashi's incredible drive to a podium in 2012. 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Mir lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Devon Butler and Norris, Bottas, Perez, Albon and Lewis Hamilton, Vettel, Weber, Kevin Magnussen and Stroll. Kvyat, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo and Nico Hülkenberg. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake. Okay, here we go. That's a strong start. Well done. Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race. Let me know you're okay. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. You're putting a good distance between yourself and the car behind. That's a race win and your second race win in a row. Fantastic job.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to...
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You and your old F2 rival didn't hold back with the champagne up on the podium today. Your team hasn't been developing the car as much as others. Is there a reason for that? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash? Appreciate your time.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium. Looks like one of your rivals.
Welcome back to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It's a circuit that has a huge amount of history, and I'm sure we'll be staging a fantastic qualifying session today. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Tell us about qualifying. Lucas was on top form today, wasn't he? How does it feel to be on the front of the grid with your old F2? Great. Well, that's everything.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should...
Formula One may have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we kick off by discussing Kevin Magnussen? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Mia lines up on pole position, and starting alongside is Lucas Faber. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Butler, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Bottas, Albon, Vettel, Raikkonen, and Charles Leclerc, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Hülkenberg, Kubica, Lance Stroll, and Lewis Hamilton. Russell, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Illegal maneuver, cede that position or receive a penalty. Engine off, engine off. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Some information on Hulkenberg. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright. Go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Some information on Norris. They're retiring from the race. Caution, caution. Green flag. Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled. We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes. you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake. Our gap to the car in front is 4.1 seconds. Let me know you're okay. You should. That move was illegal. Return the position. Okay, Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Are you alright? Engine off. Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Let's go for the win today. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Some information on Weber. They are out of the race. Right, let's be patient going into Okay, you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake. Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Go. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes. That's a new fastest lap for the race. The gap between you and the car behind is increasing by a significant amount each lap. Good job. gap to the car ahead is 8.9 seconds. Caution, caution. This engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Gap to car in front is 6.3 seconds. Expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes. Valtteri is in for his stop. Has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre. Okay, clear. Let's be mindful of the conditions. The track is getting wetter. Recommend you stay out for now though. We'll be much slower if we move on to inters this early. We're leading our teammate by 13.9 seconds. It should be a few... There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out. laps of fuel remaining. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. This rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. This is your final lap of the race. behind is 27.3 seconds. Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Nice work, that's P1. Race win. Well done.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs. And that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
The Constructors' Championship may be a foregone conclusion at the moment, but regardless, let's look at the standings. So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. There was quite a lot of contact today, wasn't there? Do you think that your close rivalry has helped you out this season? Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? We've not seen much development progression. Appreciate your time.
Fantastic podium. Well done. Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
We're expecting qualifying to start any minute here in Austin, Texas, where drivers will be hoping to top the timesheets today and be ready for tomorrow's US Grand Prix. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
Lots of low-speed exits means the rears are in for a lot of punishment. It's all too easy to spin them up coming out of a corner too aggressively. It might look great for us as spectators, as we love to see a car driven beyond its limits, but it's not going to result in a great long-run pace.
Fantastic. You've got pole.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before...
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and the very long back straight into turn 12. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk about Mir. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Mir lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Weber, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Norris, Perez, Magnussen and Sebastian Vettel, Albon, Hamilton, Daniel Kvyat and Butler. They've taken a grid penalty. Stroll, Hülkenberg, Kimi Raikkonen and George Russell, Ricciardo and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
You can brake late into 1 because of the incline. It's a slow corner though, so make sure you stay out of trouble. The start we were looking for, but it's not over yet. Stay focused.